What's going on, everybody? My name is John. Thanks for checking out another video. Appreciate you guys being here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys this group of cards, which are the cards that I'm looking to take with me to this year's National. I will be looking for those to be used as trade bait, so that way I can hopefully expand my dollar a little bit further than just the dollars that I'm taking with me. I'm not a big trader when it comes to card shows. Most of the card shows here in the Denver marketplace, I rarely take cards with me for trade opportunities. I generally just look to sell things on eBay or comc, as you guys know. But I will be looking to take this grouping of cards to hopefully get closer to equal value based upon current comps, and then move into PC cards that I would rather have and move away from this grouping of cards. There is a mix of football and baseball in here, and the vast majority of these are going to be modern. I know that generally I'm collecting vintage cards, and so you guys are more used to seeing vintage information or cards on my channel. But these are cards that I have picked up kind of along the way, and I am looking to try and get pretty decent value out of some of these. Now, you guys are seeing this Anthony Davis on the screen. Additionally, I wanted to share in today's video this card. This is my final PC edition card between now and the National. I didn't want to do a segregated video for just one single card, so I figured today's video we'd be able to look at this one specific card. I recently got this in the mail from, I believe this was an eBay purchase. This is the 2012 Prism Anthony Davis rookie card in a PSA 9. He is a member of the 75th anniversary team, which is the main PC collection I have from the NBA side. And this is a card that's really come down in price quite a bit in the prior 18, 24 months. It finally got down to a price point that I was excited about, and I went ahead and found one, pulled the trigger on it, and I'm excited to add this to my collection because it gets me one card closer to competing this rookie card collection of the 75 best players in NBA history. All right, so that's the one PC card I have to share with you guys. Now let's move on to this stack of cards that I'm looking to take to the National. Before I share some of these cards, two things. I will put up current comps kind of along the way. Second thing, if you guys are kind of experts at going to the National and you have any sort of feedback on the cards that I'm looking to take with me, knowing that I'm looking to trade these for more vintage cards, if you guys think that maybe I'm moving in the wrong direction and maybe I shouldn't be bringing such modern day cards to trade for vintage just based upon the dealers that typically show up to the National, any feedback would certainly be appreciated. That said, most of these cards I want to move out of from a modern day perspective, but they're all really relative players that I think are fairly liquid. All right, let's just go ahead and jump in. First card I have here is a Jalen Hurts Select Silver. This is the silver card. Hopefully you guys are seeing some of that on the screen here. Jalen Hurts rookie card. We're getting ready to go into the NFL season. I know on comc I'm starting to sell a lot of these modern day quarterbacks. I know the market's starting to really pick up, so I'm assuming over the next couple of weeks, we're about 2 weeks away from the National at this point, just a little bit over 2 weeks from the National, and so I'm hoping that we're going to continuously see these cards become a little bit more popular, and hopefully some prices also increase between now and then, because while I'm into most of these cards under comps, in fact, with the exception of one card, I'm into all of these cards under modern day comps. So I am going to be benefiting as long as I can get relatively close to comp trade value. If I'm adding these types of cards to a greater purchase, a cash trade situation. So second card is also going to be a Jalen Hurts. This is the purple one. Also a silver. It's the purple silver. I don't remember how rare these were. I didn't actually open these packs. These were just cards that I thought that there were great opportunities. I bought both of these well before they went to the Super Bowl, and I'm into them a fraction of what they're currently worth. Here is a Justin Herbert. Picked this up in between his rookie year and his sophomore campaign. And again, silver card, not crazy expensive, but these are the types of cards that I'm thinking are nice additive cards, whether you're doing trade night activities and you're trading with non-dealers generally, or if it's you've got a package and this is the type of card that you can throw on top of it to get a deal to come through. At 20-25 bucks, not a crazy expensive card, but I think that these are fairly liquid, generally speaking. Here's one of the bigger cards as far as value. This is the Sepia Ohtani rookie card, refractor, I guess technically. It's about a $300 card. I'll throw the comps up, but this will be about the most expensive card that I'm choosing to take. I'm not taking cards worth thousands of dollars, mainly for the reason of most of those are currently PC cards for me, and I don't have a lot of really high dollar cards that I'm looking to move out of. $300, $400, $500 might be at that maximum dollar amount. This is a card I'm not necessarily married to. I'm probably into this card about $100, so it's multiple times X above and beyond what I'm into this card. Matter of fact, I think I'm closer to about $70 on that card. So ultimately, if I could get close to that $300 in trade and I can pick up a card that I'm looking to, I'd be really excited to try and move away from some of these in a cash trade scenario. Here is the refractor of the Acuna rookie card in Topps Chrome. The Acunas are starting to pick up some traction on eBay at least. It looks like this is pretty dirty. The actual holder is, so I'll need to throw that in a cleaner holder so it presents a little bit better. But I'm hoping that this is again just the type of cards that I can move away from. I actually picked this card up after he got hurt the first time, and his cards basically dropped. Overnight. They halved overnight. So another Ohtani here, one of the other Ohtanis that I'm bringing. This is actually a numbered card, numbered out of 149. It's a cracked ice. It's a Panini brand, so it is what it is. I picked this card up for like $2 back in like 2018, 2019. In between the two seasons when Ohtani's stuff was basically dirt cheap. So I had this in the Red Wave card. I have actually sold the Red Wave card on eBay some time ago. I've just been kind of sitting on this card for a long time. No real reason. So I figured, this is a type of card at a couple of $100. If I can find somebody who's willing to move into this card, it should be fairly liquid, I would assume. There was a recent sale in July, I believe, for this card. In raw fashion, so I think this may be a card that I can turn into a nice vintage card that I'd rather have for my PC. This is a card I probably should have sold last year, but I didn't. The Dominguez autograph. It's not technically a rookie card, I guess, but it's a pre-rookie card autograph. Should have sold it at the end of last season. He had a really good showing in the minors last year. There was a little bit of hype around him at the end of last season. Unfortunately, this is a card that probably has, at some point, it's probably about 50% lower than it once was. Same set. Here's the Brett Beatty autograph. I should have sold this one at the beginning of the year or the season. This was a card, or Brett Beatty was, pretty highly touted going into the season. So I'm not sure exactly what the prices were selling for back then. I haven't done the due diligence to fully look at that, but I know that this card currently is selling between like $20, $30, something in that price point. So, but again, type of card, I'm assuming we're going to have, plenty of dealers from New York, New Jersey, and the East Coast that are going to be interested in pulling those types of cards back to their shops or, to their local card shows, because they're just going to be a little bit more liquid for them than they are out here in Colorado. This guy is liquid everywhere right now. I think I recently just seen today one of these sell for about $30. So I may end up looking to sell this between now and then, so this may not actually make it to the National, but cards like this I think are just easy to take to the National and add or have as kind of throw-ins. And they're not huge high-dollar cards, but I think that people kind of thumbing through cards, they see a card like that, it's easy to be like, yeah, they know they're going to be able to kind of turn and burn those cards fairly quickly. Another NFL card here is the Justin Herbert. Again, we've got two versions of this. This one I think is the Premier versus the other one was the Concourse. But they basically sell for the same dollar amount at this point in time. Herbert's stuff's a little bit down, but as we get closer and closer to the NFL season, we may see some of his stuff slowly pick up. Here is a card that I am bringing solely because we are headed to Chicago, the Colson Montgomery. This is a card that I won. This and the LA De La Cruz. I actually won, so they were free to me. And, you know, pretty excited. It's like there's similar comps on the out of 99s. There's, you know, this is just the straight green refractor. There was like a green diamond refractor out of 99 that has the exact same picture and pose. But it sold for about 30, 40 bucks in July or June or July. So there's a recent comp out there. I've got actually two of these raw and one of these in Gem Mint 10 that I'm going to look to try and unload. Gem Mint 10s is around 150 bucks right now with recent comps. The raw versions are actually kind of all over the board between like 40 and 100. So I am going to take those. Again, Acuna's market has kind of rebounded. And so I'm going to look to try and take advantage of some of his market. Hopefully he stays hot over the next couple of weeks because I've got a few Acuna's that I'm looking to take, including this one, and I have a raw version of this as well. I need to find it though. But these are also cards that are selling fairly well and fairly quickly on eBay today. So I will be bringing this BGS 9 and the raw version and see if we can move either one of these into something more vintage that would fit well in my overall collection. Here's a card again, probably should have sold this at the end of last year when he was breaking the record. That was probably peak season. I knew better. I knew I had this card and I had it available to sell. Ultimately didn't pull the trigger on it. But this is a card I'll be looking to take and see if we can convert that into something else that we would rather have. And the final card's kind of a throw-in card. I picked this card up probably 2019. And it is only a PSA 9. It's a sepia refractor. But I picked this card up as he was ascending upward in 2019 after, you know, a great 2019 or during his great 2019 campaign. And I picked this card up for what current comps are. So to me, the only reason I'm bringing this card is if I was to sell this on eBay or, you know, send it to comc and pay some of the various fees to move it, I would actually take a little bit of a loss on this card. So my hope is, because the recent comps are right about 50 bucks and I'm into this card at the $50 price point, my hope is I can just move this card to somebody at that $50 comp and again pull it in, you know, use it towards something that I can you know, bring something back and then not lose any sort of value. Is this a card that's extremely popular right now? No. Yes, there are quite a few sales recently on eBay, so that's why I'm still going to go ahead and bring this. But really, I'm just looking to try and break even on this. And when I say break even, not even sell it to break even, but really trade it to break even and hopefully move this card on to somebody else that may have more interest in that card than myself. Those are the cards. There may be 1, 2, 3 other cards that I add to this pile. As you can see, all of them are basically modern cards. And, you know, I'm into each of them generally less than what the current comps are. So they're great trade bait from my perspective. What I don't know is the national dealers, if the vintage guys only do vintage, and we see a lot of that. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of dealers that have vintage and modern. Every card show has those types of dealers. But, you know, some of that vintage that I'm going to be looking for, they may be only at dealers that have vintage cards and aren't necessarily looking to, you know, trade for modern day cards. So it's a bit of a gamble by not taking any, or not right now, not planning on taking any vintage cards to trade. But I feel comfortable moving each and every one of these based upon current comps. If I can find dealers that have good vintage that I'm looking to pull into my PC, then, you know, I'd be more than happy to move every single one of these cards at the National. All right. I think that's what I've got for you guys today. I need to go get this replaced. This is the little USB converter to my microphone, so I'm kind of doing a abnormal setup here today. But I wanted to share these cards with you guys. Please let me know what you guys think and feel based upon your experiences at the National. Our vintage dealers going to want this sort of more modern day cards, or you know, again, I'm assuming it's just going to be like any other major card show I've been to, just on steroids. So if that's the case, then I should have no problem moving some of this. But you know, my fear becomes vintage guys are going to want vintage cards in trade for the vintage cards I would want back. So I may be targeting the wrong cards, but we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a gamble there and see exactly if I can hit a home run on any of these. Again, the goal is to try and stretch that dollar. If I can stretch the dollars that I'm bringing and hopefully convert some trades and some dollars into the type of cards that I want to add to my collection, then it should be a home run of a national, my very first national. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I do have some content that I'm currently working on related to various metrics, and is it the right time to buy certain types of cards as well. A couple of you guys have reached out to me, whether that be through comments or through emails, asking about some expanded market analysis related to 60s, Mickey Mantle, vintage. So I am looking to possibly get some of those videos put out between now and the actual national. I will be doing some kind of live coverage of the national here on the channel, so look for that content. And as well, I will be doing a video sharing with you guys the list of cards I will be looking to target in order of most important to least important. But there's roughly about 135 cards on that list right now. So depending upon what we find at the national and what prices and what dealers are willing to negotiate or trade or have decent prices, that'll really kind of dictate exactly what cards I end up bringing home. But pretty excited. We're about 2.5 weeks away from the National, so hope to see many of you guys there. Again, and if you guys are attending the Thursday kind of social media YouTube meetup at the Embassy Suites that Mike Moynihan and team are kind of hosting, at least they're coordinating it, I will be in attendance, and I hope to see some of you guys there. And if you are, let me know that you're going to be there, because I'd love to look out for you guys and spend some time chatting about your collections, my collection, and getting to meet quite a few of you. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here as normal. Chat with you guys in the next one.